Hi everyone, we're going to take a look at Bitcoin 4-hour chart paired with the US dollar today as we have a possible bear flag in play. So this is quite a simple chart with just a few definable lines in the sand on, so we haven't got too much confusion or anything, which isn't helping us see clarity in terms of what we can expect from the price action. So firstly, 96k is a very important level. If the price action, if Bitcoin can get back above this, then we have a chance of bullish continuation, at least up until maybe 106 or so K, right? That's the first thing. Now, again, for that to happen, we're going to need a break to the upside against probabilities of this rising channel, which is essentially functioning as a bear flag at the moment. So the probabilities are not particularly in our favor to do that. Typically, we might want to see a breakdown from here, finding our feet, and then a move up from there. So I don't think we can expect a move necessarily straight away. Now we may tab 96k and that'd be really good, but it's going to be difficult to see us getting out of this pattern like this, as it's very much against the probabilities at this point. But nonetheless, we have this bear flag. So if you are looking to enter a position here and you do think we're going to have some bullish momentum upwards, then of course you can wait for a break of this upper trend line, which I think is against probabilities, but most likely we're going to see a break down. And therefore, if you are looking to take a position for Bitcoin, the first line of the sand is going to be, of course, local support, which is around 82 to 81k. And therefore, just wait for your confirmation that we're not coming up any further, right? We might see the pattern just come up a little bit more, the price action fill the pattern a little bit more, and then wait for your break and your confirmation, and then you can decide to look at which entrance you're coming in on. And 82k seems like the most logical place to come in following a breakdown from that. Now, the issue, of course, is we have to bear in mind that this is a bear flag, which is essentially a bearish continuation pattern, and therefore if we do get a breakdown, we may not necessarily be stopping at 82k. We could be looking to come in at 74k. So that's essentially the whole narrative. So we have to be very cautious here, because it's very easy that Bitcoin could just continue lower from here. But 74k is very significant support, which we haven't tapped yet. So we're going to have to assess how bullish the market is once we get a break down to assess where we're looking to come in on. But of course, the next line in the sand is going to be about 82k, and maybe that can help form a reversal pattern of sorts, so we can move up from there. But of course, entering the position right now would be entering essentially Bitcoin in no man's land, or rather just below resistance, which is not particularly helpful. And if you look at the probabilities of these patterns, it's very unlikely that we're going to get a move up like this from here, simply because of just the probabilities of this particular pattern, not just in the context of an ascending channel, but also in the context that it is functioning as a bear flag, which of course is just a brief pause in the price action before it continues lower. So we have to be very mindful of that. So I don't think anyone should take their eyes off 74k just yet, but we should be looking for a potential reversal pattern at 82k. And what that means is essentially, if we have a breakdown, as we just talked about, but we don't actually fully tap, as an example, 82k, or rather we don't surpass that previous swing low and put in another higher low, then that would be an indication that potentially we're forming a double bottom or reversal pattern, and then you can look to come in there potentially. But we have to be very cautious, we have to be very mindful. And if we do see the price action go below this previous low, we have to expect we're coming down to 74k. So that's the best way to play it. But that's Bitcoin 4-hour chart.